we'll just find out and see what happens. And we've got 2 games left to recap, and we're gonna start with a game that's going to be played on Sunday, the FCS national title game between NDSU and South Dakota State. Games at 12 Mountain Time on ABC. So this game is going to be nationally televised.
Sunday?
Yeah. Yep.
Really?
Yep. There was an opening slot on ABC that day, so they decided, you know what? Why not put it on national television? South Dakota State's 5-point favorites. They played once earlier this year. NDSU blew a 21-7 lead. This is going to be first championship matchup between the two. They've met 4 times in the playoffs before. NDSU's won all 4. And this is a game, I think, if you're looking at it offensively, Cam Miller against Incarnate Word did not play his best game, have his best game throwing the ball, 1 for 12, missed high on a lot of passes.
1 for
that ain't
12?
going to cut it. You're not beating South Dakota State.
Awful.
You're not going to beat South Dakota State if you go 1 for 12. I think Cam knows that. He's got to be the best quarterback on the field. He has to have the best game of his career, for sure. South Dakota State, their defense has been really good. I think NDSU, they're going to have to get some explosive plays. And I've already recorded this, but we did a special preview episode that's going to be dropping on the 7th with the Benchwarmers host and owner of Big Deck Barbecue, Zach Willis. So that'll be released on Saturday before the game, so stay tuned for that. But they're going to need an explosive play. They're going to need like a 50-plus yard TD at some point. I don't think they're going to be able to consistently go and drive down and get sustained drives against a good South Dakota State defense. And when they do get down into the red zone, they have to finish with touchdowns. Field goals are not going to cut it. They're going to have to find ways to get in the end zone, which they've in championship games, that's what they've been able to do, is they've been able to find ways to get into the end zone instead of settling for field goals. Defensively, they have to contain Isaiah Davis. Big thing is I think he's going to get yards. They just can't let his runs, his big runs become big runs. Keep that, a 10-yard gain isn't the worst. If they're able to limit him to that, I think they're going to set themselves up for a shot to win. Another one is Gronowski, who's they've seen an uptick using his legs more in the running game as he's gotten healthier as the year's gone on. Be alert for that, and also try to limit that and don't let him keep him in the pocket, get pressure on him. Don't let him get out and extend plays, which is going to leave open guys like the Yankee twins and Tucker Kraft who can get open, who are very good receivers. And then they have to get pressure. They're going to need 3+ sacks, force at least a couple of turnovers to have a shot, steal a couple of possessions if you're NDSU on defense. Be alert for some trick plays, because that's versus NDSU. That seems to be when South Dakota State likes to pull out those trick plays. And then finally, like I said, on the offensive end of the ball for NDSU on the defensive side, find ways to bow up and make South Dakota State kick field goals in the red zone. Because field goals aren't going to beat you. If NDSU is able to hold them to field goals, they're going to have a shot. It's going to be their toughest battle. It's going to be the best team they've faced in the 10 years in Frisco, considering all the injuries, the talent on South Dakota State. It's going to be an uphill battle. And I think if you're NDSU, you're playing with house money. You embrace the underdog role, which I think is the most dangerous. NDSU team is a team that thinks they're not getting respected. They feel like the underdog, like they have nothing to lose. And they've got a shot to avenge a loss from a game that they felt like they probably lost more than South Dakota State won.
I'm going to say, I've said all year South Dakota State's the best team in the country. I still believe that. Honestly, I could think you can make an argument saying NDSU's a little lucky they're here after a couple of calls late in that game went NDSU's way. But I just think SDSU's better. I think they're going to run on them. I don't think NDSU's quarterback will be able to get those passes. I don't think it'll go 1 for 12, but Cam Miller is not a good quarterback. And I don't think he's going to be good enough to beat South Dakota State as he wasn't good enough the first time either, and that was at home.
Good. I'm glad. That's good. You think that.
I mean, I'm not wrong.
I'm not saying you are. I'm glad that you're picking South Dakota State. That's good. But, that's also, there is a rule that you should never go against. And Grant knows this rule. It's from The Godfather. It's you never go against family.
Well,